you weren't already upset at the state of America, nay, the state of the world, whether it's Ireland, Britain's, America, you know, in Ireland, they have people beheading white people in the streets by immigrants. In Britain, there is over 250,000 rapes done on white women since the 1950s, and 93% of them are Muslim immigrants that have gone completely unpunished. Or whether it's America, where you can be a black person, kill a white person, and get universal praise for it and infinite money. I'm about to show you the next most disgusting thing, and we're going to touch on other topics like Henry Nowak and or Carmelo Anthony, aka Austin Metaf murderer. Context for this clip: Carmelo Anthony went up and was asked to be removed from a tent where he was not supposed to be 15 times at a track meet. 15 times he was asked to move. So Austin Metaf began to remove him from the tent by pushing him. Carmelo Anthony proceeded to pull a dagger out of his backpack and stabbed Austin Metaf in the heart, killing him on the spot while he bled out in his twin brother's hands. I don't see anybody asking why. First of all, he was attempting people to provoke them into doing something, as well as not being where he was supposed to be and asked to be removed, as well as why did a 17-year-old kid bring a dagger to school unless he just really needed to get some aggression out. There is now a trend on TikTok where people are mocking the murder of Austin Metaf by stabbing themselves in the heart. Now let's watch this.
Austin Bop, knife had blood on the tip when he dropped. How the fuck you gonna stop me? Shit, niggas going out back, Marlo out the box. I sound when he died. The fuck with this floor, but I got side. Nigga.
Not only are people doing this trend, showing people to take a dagger and stab people in the heart, they even wrote a rap song mocking the death of an innocent white boy. I am gonna laugh so fucking hard when one of these take that knife doing that dance and accidentally kill themselves. Because this is disgusting fucking behavior.
Austin Bop, knife had blood on the tip when he dropped. How the fuck you gonna stop me? Shit, niggas going out back, Marlo out the box. I sound when he died. The fuck with this.
Somebody is going to be retarded enough to stab themselves and kill themselves, because you already have to be retarded enough to participate in this trend.
But I got side. Nigga text my phone, talk about he don't like my shit. He got stabbed behind knife. Once that shit was over, coughing up blood, he think he got Ebola. Niggas.
If you want to know why racist people exist, this is why, because this behavior is encouraged for YNs to participate in.
Austin Bop, knife had blood on the tip when he dropped. How the fuck you gonna stop me? Shit, niggas going out back, Marlo out the.
It's not one or two people. It is a parade of these people doing this. There's more, guys. There's more. You know, it's pretty interesting that these people can scream that they're oppressed and they're not sure why people hate them, and then they have their other people celebrating the death of an innocent white kid who had, I mean, Jesus. I mean, this is a trend blowing up on all forms of creator shared spaces like TikTok or Instagram. These aren't even kids. These are grown-ass women doing this. If you want to know why people don't like you, it's because they see your behavior and they hate how they have to live with you. Title of the article: vile, disgusting new TikTok trend called the Austin Bop has exploded among young black men Carmelo Anthony supporters. They gleefully dance with and without knives while making repeated thrusting and stabbing motions towards the chest in a brazen mockery of a teenage boy's brutal murder, often adding laughing emojis to their videos. This isn't edgy content. This is a demonic celebration of violence. Thug culture remains one of the most toxic, self-destructive forces rotting the black community from within. It glorifies murder, mocks victims, and turns human tragedy into dance challenges. I'm sure if you guys have been on social media, you understand that the temperature of races between the hatred of each other has never been higher. Well, since, you know, at least for the past couple decades at least. And if you want to know why, it's because white people are now no longer being afraid of being called racist, which I think is great. And I'm sorry, you need to hold your race accountable for the wrongdoings that they're doing. However, no one's doing that. Sorry, this is very, very irritating to me. The world needs to be about what is right and what is wrong. And it's not like that right now. It's not. Right now, people are tribalistic, and they will do anything to stay in their tribe. Blacks will defend blacks no matter what. And that is a horrific mentality to have, because if you don't hold your own race accountable and that race gets special treatment, that's when people lead to resentment. I don't know what anybody thinks this behavior is, but for some reason, the black community really enjoys championing the wrong people. And I want to make this very clear. I love black people. A lot of my friends are black. I'm 22% black. I was raised by black people for a good chunk of my life. And for the blacks out there who actually do hold their race accountable, I cannot tell you how much they hate their own race, because blacks don't hold each other accountable. They don't. This is a sign of incredibly low IQ. Why are these black people championing folks like George Floyd, a violent criminal who participated in robbery, theft? He even assaulted a pregnant woman, and he died of a drug overdose, a fentanyl overdose. And if you look into the autopsy, and if you can get past reading the first page, on page 2, documented evidence shows exactly that. George Floyd was not murdered. George Floyd was not killed by anybody other than himself. And they champion that guy, and they burn the streets for that guy. Carmelo Anthony, they gave millions of dollars to, a violent thug, a violent murderer. That is who they decide to champion, rather than the, in my opinion, overwhelming amount of actually good black people who have been wronged. No, they want to champion criminals. That doesn't make you look good. And the only reason why they're doing this is there's one common thread, because in those two scenarios, there was an opportunity to bring the white man down, because these people are still upset that they were sold into slavery 160 years ago. Well, unfortunately, the transatlantic slave trade, only 3% of the slave market went to the United States of America. And by the way, white people fought for the freedom of slaves. And by the way, every slave that was sold to a white man, or at least the overwhelming majority, around 97%, every slave of those 97% was owned by a black person before a white person owned them. So what is with this overwhelming hatred that blacks have towards whites? It's annoying, it's nonsensical, it's irritating, and it's leading to the destruction of some peace that we could have, and it's never gonna happen. Because people like this are absolutely fucking retarded when they want to champion murderers and violent criminals and thugs and blame it on the white man just because they're looking for any way to justify the raids that their ancestors taught them. And it's pathetic. Blacks have failed to integrate into the overwhelming majority into America. And it's people like this that continue to cause the slowing and it's even hard to find the words for pure retardation like this. What I'm attempting to say is this isn't helpful to the overwhelming majority of people on the United States. All this is going to cause more anger, more frustration, more hatred, more violent vitriol. And it's just retarded ass behavior. And there are obviously words that I would much more prefer to say, but I'm on YouTube, so I'll save those for Rumble. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.